3, 2. Let's get it.
You sitting over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got an angle for that. Yeah.
I'm so concerned about this scrape.
Good day.
Hey.
Hello, how are you? Hi, everybody. This is, I guess, like a somewhat impromptu interview for women in real world problems, where I talk about relationships and the BS that we go through dealing with them.
And you brought me into the conversation.
Yeah, pretty much. It was fitting. It was fitting. It was
because I bring problems?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. You're good. You're good. I'm probably bringing issues too. It's not a one-way street here. I feel like, it's doesn't.
You can't clean that up because.
No. Nope. This album. That's what this album is about. You can't. Nope. You got clean nothing up.
You can't clean that up.
It's ridiculous.
We're out here. Okay, go ahead.
It is ridiculous. All right, so introduce yourselves to the people.
Oh, hi guys. I'm Raquel.
Hi, Rob.
Do I tell them how I know you?
Yeah.
Oh. At some point in my life, I spent a good amount of time with the scarf-wearing rapper as his girlfriend, and now we are pretty close friends.
Yeah, besties pretty much at this point.
Pretty much. He may be one of my best friends, possibly, kinda.
And this is my confidant. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Whenever I have issues in life, just general, need an uplifting voice, this is the person I come to. You know what I'm saying? It's my dog. It's my dog. My dog. All right.
I'm finna be set up though. I feel it. Go ahead.
No, you're not. Okay, no. This is just a general conversation. It's not even gonna be long. It's not even gonna be long.
Okay.
All right. So, basically, how do you feel about love and relationships at this point in your life?
Sheesh. I think, well, one, as far as relationships are concerned, love is not the only thing that you need. You have to have more than that in order for it to work. I think we want to just dwell on love alone and just be like, it could be like all hell breaking loose, but you're like, but I love him, and it's like,
but it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't, like, it's not the timing.
Right.
Isn't right. Like it's that type of thing. What does love mean to you? What is love? What is love? What is that?
Jesus.
What is that?
Love is it's something that I haven't really found the appropriate words for. I think it's an unexplainable thing. I think it's more than just a feeling. It's a connection. It's an unspoken dynamic between individuals, between a group of people, whatever that may look like. And you just, if it's right, if the love is right and it's pure, like you have an unspeakable joy when you're around the other person. And just a sense of peace. And it can be a very beautiful thing. When it's not okay and when it's with the wrong individual, it can be very toxic, of course. But when it's right, it's beautiful. So.
Exactly. What do you? I think love is like you say, it's one of those unspoken feelings.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of tangible things that go around love.
It's true.
If that makes sense. I know love is a feeling, but they're very not material things, but very real world things. Like you said, connection, just having your lives in sync.
Right.
I feel like that goes a lot into love is where are we at in our lives? This kind of thing. Like, what are we doing to cultivate that love within ourselves that we can pour into somebody else?
Right. And I remember, like for us, I remember before we got together and you had taken time for yourself to just like be with you. and like did your whole self-care and self-love journey before even coming to date me. And that was essential for you. I didn't understand it until after everything was over, but it was essential for you because you wanted to come in with a pure and authentic kind of love, and you already loved yourself.
Yeah.
And I hadn't done that, and I think it's essential to do that before going into a partnership so that you can bring the best parts of you into a situation.
That's facts. And I came off of like a not a bad relationship, but bad for me.
Yeah. And
where I was at and the things that I wanted to do. Yeah. And like, which is why I purposely took that time to myself, because I felt like I was kind of back to back. Like I was in college and I had like a 4 or 5 year relationship. Then kind of on the heels of that ending is when I started dating someone else. And then that went on for 1.5 years. And I feel like I hadn't had any type of break or anything like that. I had no time for myself. Like I knew who I was in a relationship, but I didn't know who I was like by myself.
Right.
You know, I'm kind of sort of a serial dater, if you will.
And that was me. That was definitely me.
I feel like we related on that aspect.
We did. And of course, I haven't been back in a serious relationship since we stopped.
Same.
And that's been 2 years now, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And number one, I'm spoiled. That's the first issue.
It's good to be spoiled.
That's the first issue. But beyond that, like the kind of love I've had there, it was just like I can't settle for anything else. Like there has to be a certain kind of care and dynamic and maturity in a relationship that I had not experienced before, and now that I have, is just like the culture of situationships and flings and fly by nights. It doesn't work for me anymore.
Yeah.
It never really did. I've always been a relationship girl, but it certainly does not work for me now, because like I want to give all of my love to one person, and the way the culture is currently set up is like the men usually don't have the capacity to do that, and then consequently the women can become toxic as well because we have this guard up.
You think men get tired the same way women do?
I think so.
Like I feel like as men, like we don't acknowledge the fact that we be like the same way women be sick of men. We be sick of women sometimes, but we don't know how to just be by ourselves in order to separate ourselves from the bad people in our lives and realize the good. You get to, as men, so much of our lives is grind, get to it. We don't take the time to properly, and this is one thing I envy about women. This is one thing I take from y'all, is y'all take time.
Yeah.
Y'all will be like, no, I'm shutting everything down for the next 2-3 days. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna watch my movies, I'm gonna eat my snacks, and I'm gonna process through my whole emotions. So that way, it's not gonna, take me to the next thing. Because as men, we get to treating everybody the same. If that makes sense. Like we had 1 or 2 bad situations. Now it's F all y'all.
And that's what I was about to say. I think a lot of women, and sometimes, depending on the situation, I can also have the language, but it's not true what I'm about to say.
Yeah. You can keep talking. I'm gonna just make sure we still.
No, you're good. I think women sometimes act like all men just wake up as dogs.
No.
Or wake up as like trash or toxic. And my whole thing is, and not playing devil's advocate, but kind of am, is like all men didn't wake up that way. Like,
nope.
Most they start as like caring, wonderful little boys. They grow into whatever, and then after their initial first major heartbreak is when things may take a turn, and then women that are screwing them over, then it ends up being a toxic situation for the next individual, unfortunately.
The hurt leading the hurt.
Yeah, the hurt leading the hurt. And you're right in the fact that I don't think men take the time to process their emotions like a lot of us do as women. Not that all women process their emotions either, because some just hop into the next situation as well.
Right.
But I think humans just in general need to process their emotions and take the time to work out everything. Because, and I was talking to somebody a couple days ago, and they were talking about relationships, and they were like, yeah, I was hurting, but you know, I cried for like 6 months, so I'm good now. I said, that doesn't mean you're over it. You cried for 6 months because you're hurt. Like when you
hurt and healing are two different things.
Hurt and healing are two different things.
Recognizing you're hurt and healing are two different things.
Exactly. And so like you get in a car accident and you're bruised or you know, hurt yourself, you cry because you've been injured.
Yeah.
But the healing and physical therapy process is 6 to 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
You have to work that stuff out. And I don't think people take that into account. And so there'll be issues. If you don't heal properly, you'll be triggered in ways that you didn't expect. And that will play a part into your next situation, unfortunately.
It's a whole wasp. Get up out of here, wasp.
So,
but interrupt on anyway. Side note, I hate wasps. Bees are
completely
cool. Wasps and hornets are the devil.
They are.
They're not from God. And they're not meant to be hers. Okay, I'm sorry. Go back.
You good?
Yeah, I had to get that out because there was one messing up the interview.
But yeah, no, that's all I had.
Yeah, I look at and that's why emotional wreck is kind of a funny word, the funny phrase to me, because I look at breakups and things like a thing, like you said, think about like a car accident, like that initial thing. Like sometimes it happens and you don't even realize you're hurt. Like you don't even recognize. Like sometimes, but you might wake up in the morning or wake up a day or two later and be like, yo, my back is on fire.
Literally.
My shoulder hurts. Where did this come from? This didn't even seem like it was even a thing. Like I didn't think I cared this much. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I know when our breakup, you would have thought my grandmother died because I bawled.
It's tight.
I called my mother snotting. She was like, what's wrong? I could not breathe. I was like, I am not okay.
I remember the FaceTime.
Oh God, that was the worst. That was the worst. Oh.
I cried like
oh God, that was the worst.
I'm gonna bleep this. I cried like a biatch.
Oh God, that was the worst. But like, and I
had to call one of the homies over. We had to have a powwow.
Yeah, it was a bad situation. But I say that to say like,
not a bad, but you know, bad emotionally.
Bad emotionally.
That makes sense. I don't want to get it wrong here.
Right, because the breakup wasn't for bad reasons. It just life had just lifed.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I say that to say I had cried in that moment, so I felt like my healing process was going to be quicker because I cried initially when it happened. But it was 3 months later and I got triggered by something and I had a total meltdown and I went into like a mini depressive episode for a couple weeks. But I was like, I thought I had healed and dealt with all the things, but it turns out there's a different side of that I had not healed from. And so the journey continued and it was out of my control. And I wasn't, for once, I was not in control, I felt like, of a situation, and I didn't like that, but it was necessary for me to walk through all the steps.
Yeah.
So that we could actually have a genuine friendship today. Because, and people still be like, I don't understand how you're friends with your ex. I was like, because you don't have a good ex.
Yeah,
that's why. That's why.
I feel like I look at the word girlfriend literally. Like you have to be my friend in order, because when you're in a relationship with someone, you have to be around them all the time. Yeah. Like, you know, like it's kind of construct. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's better for your relationship if you actually enjoy being around the person. Y'all can build those memories. Y'all can, you know, actually enjoy each other's company. Right. When you look at women, and this is just for anybody, if you look at men as property, or you look like this is my. Okay, I guess I'll start off by saying this. I didn't expect anything from you that I wouldn't expect from myself.
That's very true.
And a lot of times we do that in relationships where we expect a person to be all the parts of you that you aren't. when in all actuality, they should just amplify or bring out what's kind of already in you.
And I had to eventually apologize to you for making you do that. To fill in gaps that I needed to fill in, or that God needed to fill in for me, and expecting you to do it. But I was just unhealed. And so I had to go back and apologize and say, yeah, I had you, or had it in my mind that you were supposed to do da 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 da. That wasn't a requirement or something that you had to do. You did everything that, you know, a relationship necessarily requires. And then we were friends, actual friends. And like, more than anything, the only thing you asked of me was to be the best version of myself.
Yeah.
At all times. And still, that's all you asked of me. And I didn't even know what that looked like until I started progressing in that direction. And I was like, okay, got it.
Oh, this is what he meant. Okay.
This is what he meant. Okay, got it, understood.
The dirty work.
Yeah. Ooh, it's on me. I know.
It's off you now.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So. That was. See, now I'm over here. Now you got me paranoid.
I'm sorry.
We're in East Point, Georgia. If anybody would like to know. Shout out Wolf County. Shout out Marley Wolf.
Hey.
Shout out the good people of I don't know what county this is, but I love y'all out here.
Right.
These wasps got to go though. Luckily, the neighbors next door aren't bumping a stranger in my house anymore.
It was a wild time going on around here for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. But back to, just to piggyback what off you were saying, I don't want people to think like you were just all bad. No, you were a great person. Like these are, yes.
I asked him. I said, so was I a good girlfriend? And he was like, yeah. I was like, was I just a horrible person? Because
I was like, I don't know why she keeps feeling like she was just this like, I don't know why you felt like you was trash.
I did.
I guess it's natural to feel like that when you don't live up to your own expectation.
That too.
I think that's probably what it was.
That's what it was.
You weren't who you wanted to be, so you just felt like you had just failed on all aspects. And I was like, nah, that wasn't the case at all.
I was looking back over. I was just like, I was just sorry.
I promise you, it was not that bad. Rock's a little dramatic. She's a little, it's a little.
Put your friend.
Just a smidgen. So sometimes I used to have to be like, right, it's not that serious.
Yes,
or
a lot of times.
That bad.
A lot of times. I'm not going to even let him say a little bit or sometimes. A lot of times I would be on 1,000 and he would be looking at me like, are you done? Like, are you good? Because it's really not that deep. And then it would tick me off because he would be laughing at it. He's like, it's not that deep. And like, just go walk away. And I'd be like, I am in the middle of a crisis right now. But
what's my bad? Cause I do that. I'll do that if I feel like something that's serious.
Over it.
I'll be like, no, and then I'll go on about my day. But the whole time you like, that's shitty. That's not good. That's not good to do. That's not good to do. I can't be like,
but then I look back on it
in times of crisis.
What?
And that's bad. That's not good.
But then I look back on it and be like, actually, it wasn't that big of a deal. But I'm not gonna tell him that. Because in a moment, it was a crisis.
You have to know. You have to know when it's like, I don't know. I'm a very like calm person. Like
completely.
I'm very like I really don't trip off of a whole lot. And I think that's because deep down inside I really am like that. Like I'll get like tense, anxiety. A lot of it is to like calm my own self, so I'm not overreacting, so I'm not doing like I think a lot of people think I'm very unemotional. Like I'm very
and
emotional.
That's not true. You're extremely emotional.
Very emotional, but I have to clip that at a certain point. Right. I had to learn how to like, don't get it above here, though. It's really not that serious, because a lot of times as people I think I just noticed like what's important in the grand scheme of things, like in the universe. Like I get this a lot from my grandparents. If anybody knows, I'm a grandparent's child. Like my mom, like of course I live with my mom.
Shout out to Toy.
I live with my mom, my auntie, but they're working people, so 9 to 5, I'm with grandma and grandpa. Yeah. So they instilled a lot of it's a lot of common sense things.
Yeah.
That I carry with me. that I carry with me till this day. So all that worrying, and I used to be one of them kids. I get a C, I get a D or something, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm never gonna go to college. Like I was one of them kids, and my folks used to always have to look and be like, look, it was a reassurance. It was like, look, you know what you're doing. Did you know what you did wrong? Okay, you know what you did wrong. That's problem number one. Do you know how to do this better? Okay, yeah. Then what you worrying about? Just do it better next time. Wipe it off your shoulder. Get it off your mind. You know, it's okay to be mad about something. It's okay to be sad about something. It's okay to feel your emotions. You have to feel your emotions, but at a certain point, you have to know emotional intelligence. You have to know where they come from, why they're your emotions,
and I didn't know how to do any of that in the relationship. It wasn't until after the fact that I learned about all of that. So I would just be spazzing or just feel naturally out of control because I didn't know how to do all that. And I couldn't understand why you would be calm in my quote unquote dramatic situations. Like I've seen you have anxious moments, or like not the best moments, but they were far and few between because you like chose or decided which was going to be important in that moment.
Yeah.
So like small stuff was just that, small stuff. It wasn't something that just kept you like, cause you know, small stuff became very big things for me very quickly. It would take over my whole day, and you'd be like,
all right,
okay.
Like okay, we good. Like it's one of those like okay, all right, cool. Like we chilling. We ain't, you know what I'm saying, we're not doing anything crazy.
So wait.
Yes.
You didn't answer the question. You asked me how I felt about relationships and love now. How do you feel about it?
Oh man,
wasn't ready for that. Pew, 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 pew.
I'm low key over it right now.
Are you?
Right now, yeah.
Because you're working, or just over it, period?
No. I think because I'm working.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of things as men that we need to do first before we can properly love someone. Or well, I ain't gonna say properly. It's so you can freely. So you can really give your love how you want to give it.
That's good.
Like,
I think you can love somebody at any point, but to fully be invested in a whole relationship is a different thing.
Yeah, to do the things that you want to do, like, and things take, you know, we're in a society where I feel like also money isn't real, but that's a whole nother theological point for another day, and we're not going to talk about that right now.
Not today.
But I feel like you need, as a man, you need money in certain things. You need to be able to take care of things. Like if you want to get married, how much does that cost? You want to have the house with the picket fence. How much does that cost?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to. We want to have your spouse be a housewife. How much does that cost? You know what I'm saying? Like these are things that, as men, I feel like we want, but because we want the love and we may not have the security to really give the love that we truly want, we end up getting frustrated with our partner.
Wow.
So like, let's say let's say your wife like, hey, or your girl's like, hey, I want to go to this restaurant, or this is boom. You not being able to do that, or telling your shorty like, hey, we can't do that right now. That might mess with you as a, you know what I'm saying, as a man, and which it spills over into other parts. For a lot of people, it spills over into other parts of the relationship, where some people become overprotective or, overbearing or just frustrated with their partner because they can't love them freely how they want to because they're worried about, I only got $200, but this bill is $500. Then I got another bill that's $700, you know, so we got to pay rent this month. I got to worry about how I'm going to do that. When you worried about your basic living necessities, you can't really worry about love like that.
Wow.
You care about it, you want it, but can you properly handle that?
That is so good.
That's like wanting a Bentley, but you work at McDonald's.
No, for real.
Like somebody can give you the Bentley. Here you go. You can't pay the taxes. You can't put gas in it.
You can't even do maintenance.
Or you gotta get an oil change. You can't even do that. You can't get a tire. So once you look, it's cool. Like loving somebody when you don't have it is all cool until something breaks down and you got to figure it out. I get this from I'm a very metaphorical person. I get this from my daddy. I realize this. He loves giving visual examples for stuff.
I love y'all's relationship.
So he, that's kind of one thing that I've always kind of thought about. I'm thinking way more about it now because I'm 30.
30.
Yeah.
Before me.
Right.
Just want to go on record.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here. We weren't supposed to make it past 25. Jokes on you, we still alive. All right. But as I get ready for the next 10 years of my life,
Right.
I'm looking at it like, no, I have to have my career, like things set in stone that for me, or at least start the basis for my next career. Cause I have like creative goals, and I have like actual like business and stuff like that. Like, apparently in the next 10 years, I want to, have my farm, be self-sufficient. I do eventually want to go to medical school. I'm probably going to do that when I'm 40.
Really?
Yep. It's a lot. I've had this thing of,
For PT?
Not actually. My real goal was I want to be a lung doctor.
You never told me that.
Yeah, it's a very personal reason because of my granddad.
Oh.
So I kind of just never really expressed it personally. Now I feel like I can kind of go after it. But I do.
Big.
Yes, I want to.
I'm showing out at graduation. I don't care who in your life at that point. I'm coming there to show my behind. Do you hear me?
Hey, look, I look in the same. I say that to say it's personal things that I want to do, that I need to set myself up for later. And you can do it with the right person, but you just can't try to do it with anybody. And not everybody's willing to go through that type of thing with you.
And not everybody's willing to go through it.
Yeah, it's not. Some people want to catch you at the end.
Yeah.
Some people are like, hey, catch up to me when you got your money and you healed. Nothing wrong with you as a person, but I just don't feel like struggling anymore. Like, and then that's the thing too, is getting older. I feel like if we was in our younger, like 21, 22, it'd be a lot easier to, oh yeah, let's struggle and grind it out together. But it's a lot of people that's burnt out. Like I remember this one woman I dated within like our time, and the reason why we didn't pad out, it was just like we were one, I'm up here, she's down there, and two, we had just kind of already went through the hustle thing, and just you don't want to. You have to get certain things. And like I said, this is when I was moving around like a lot. When I first moved up to Atlanta, I hit the mic on accident. When I first moved up to Atlanta, we were like Airbnbs for a month,
right?
Because we was waiting on our apartment to get ready, and eventually that fell through. But we was moving around a lot, like Airbnbs for a month here, then we had to do a week over here, a month and a half over there, before we kind of settled into our situation now. But it was just a lot of moving around, a lot of uncertainty, and that takes a toll on you personally. You can't be fully loving, and you can't really plan a future when you don't really know what your next.
You're trying to figure out where you're gonna sleep.
You feel me? Like, and it's not like we was like, and because I guess it's like the typical artist story, but not really, I guess, because it's like people, like we didn't come up here broke. It's just had to spend a lot of money to sustain yourself, and also keeping up with your bills, and you know what I'm saying, having a storage unit here, having a storage unit up here, having to worry about, okay, well I got boom, 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 got to go here, and then I'm in the middle of EMT school at the time too. Right. So I'm worried about that. I'm having to study every day. I'm not sleeping for like 48 hours at a time because I have to get off work, do my work. Then get home, had to do online class, then get up the next morning and go to class, and then get off and do the same thing. I was in this cycle for like 2-3 months,
and still trying to do all that and manage to check on somebody else and see how they day going. Like, that's a lot.
You can't or if you do it, it's gonna be the bare minimum because I'm dead tired. Like I don't have any mental energy left. Like I am drained.
And that's not the kind of relationship you like to be in, or the kind of dynamic you like to be very present.
Yes.
And whatever you're involved in, not just relationships. And so the fact that you weren't able to give your all, I know that wasn't comfortable.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was not the thing. Cause you seen me at the times where I'm like, actually, funny part is I met right after I moved into my first apartment. Well, I didn't say my first, but my first apartment, like right as, cause I was in Valdosta.
No, we met. We met before November, but we didn't start dating.
Till February.
Yeah.
Well, right before
January.
January, then like officially was together.
First of all, we didn't actually casually date. He grabbed my hand on our first date and was like, "You're my girlfriend." And after that, it was over.
It worked.
He didn't even give me a chance to say yay or nay.
I'm gonna leave no room for doubts here.
So I made him officially ask me to be his girlfriend on Valentine's Day because I was sick of it. You ain't finna have me hostage. You ain't even asked me, sir.
I didn't. I thought you know how they say like what's understood ain't gotta be explained. It was very that. It was very that for like the first month. It was like you gotta here get a key. Here's
Like,
the key.
no, he did give me a key. And then like posted me on Instagram without even consulting me. I was like, the world knows I am in a whole relationship. I didn't even know I was in a relationship. And here I am stuck.
Came in, bombed you.
Dead.
Blow.
Completely.
Blow.
And you've been here ever since.
Yep. And it's you stuck. I tell you all the time. No matter what capacity I come, you stuck with me. You stuck. You stuck. I
did not know.
Because I'm a person like I enjoy. And this goes for just friends, acquaintances. If I like you or if we cool, I feel like we connect in some type of way. Why would I get rid of you for what?
Right.
Why would you? Because you wouldn't be around if I didn't value you as a person. Outside of me, the people in my life that are close to me, I value them as people, not as like, okay, this is a connection I can use to do this. Now, if that genuine love comes with a connection that's big, that's even better.
That's even better. It's a bonus.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't. Hey, I just remember admiring you first because we met on business.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this person.
Through EJ.
Shout out EJ.
Shout out EJ.
EJ the GOAT. EJ is the walking, living GOAT. I'll tell you that right now. Man, golly, shout out to Petty. Shout out the whole family. Shout out, man.
Gems.
Man. Shout out Free Gems Network, man. Shout out to Williams too.
Come on, Williams.
Freshly married couple, but nah, man. I just remember like, all right, this person's tight, and I'm an aura person. Like anytime I feel something through a screen, normally it's right. Normally I'll be like, yep, this person's official. This person's legit. So I think I came at it with a mindset of like, all right, instead of looking at a person as far as like, and I think that's why we clicked, because I looked at it not from I like this person, I'm gonna get this person, but okay, I like this person and they also have the same morals and values and they fit into my life. Because before I was like, I like this person, they like me, let's just work it out. When in all actuality, we may have been cool friends, but we weren't compatible in that way.
And that's a whole other conversation that we don't even have time for.
Yeah, like that's a completely different thing.
But I think like with our dynamic, it's not like we're just friends. Like he can show up to my mama's house at any point, whether I'm there or not, and ain't nobody gonna blink. Mm-hmm. I can show up to his uncle's house or wherever the family is at any moment. He don't even be there.
I really be in Atlanta, and next thing I know, it's my cousins throwing a snap, and I see this tank head, but we're just like over here, just. I'll be like, bro, get away.
But when we were together, it was Thanksgiving, our first Thanksgiving together, and we ended up going to Stars and Strikes. All of his cousins went, we all went together, and I went with them. And we were hanging out, and we ended up in these long old conversations. And I remember like the girl cousins, because we instantly linked, the girl cousins and I. And at that point, they were like, if y'all break up, she's still going to be our cousin. And we don't care what y'all got going on.
They were not lying about that.
And they were not lying. Because
no cap involved.
To this day, if any of them see me anywhere, they will scream cousin, and I know they're talking directly to me.
Like the baby shower, I pull up to the baby shower. Go sit at the table with my family in my seat. I ain't got no seat at the table.
Because they instantly, like his mama was like, yeah, the cousin's over there. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, all right. I see what's going on. I see how you. Okay.
And everybody on both sides is just like that. Like there's like
Yeah, because that's how that's just it's a family thing. I feel like too. We just if we like it, we like it. It ain't gonna matter because we understand that like relationships change, relationships evolve.
They do.
And people are I'm very fortunate. People are mature enough to not hold anything against anybody on.
And it is not like that with every situation. You cannot do what we do with every individual that you spend time with. It unfortunately, like we honestly, I think our relationship, our dynamic and friendship is a gift to me.
Yeah.
And then when we broke up, I was more hurt because I felt like I was losing a friend.
Yeah.
More than anything, I was like, the relationship part is amazing, but like, he really is my best friend. Like, I can talk to him about anything, and he's not concerned about any situation, or nothing scares him, or nothing is, too out there. I can bring any of my concerns, and so the idea of losing that dynamic was upsetting me. But when we worked out all the things, and I realized I could still call him in the middle of a not okay moment, and he was still actively there, and the capacity is different, and boundaries sometimes can be adjusted depending on what either person has gone on in their lives. But like, we've still been able to have constant conversations. If life changed on either end, we were able to come to the other person and say, hey, so that's going on. Just letting you know.
This is a thing. Just I ain't gonna lie. I've been out. I ain't gonna lie. I'm guilty of being like somewhat. I'm camera checking, guys.
Yes.
But I've been. Okay, it's still. We know we have been talking for 36 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but basically if
don't be honest in front of the people now.
Oh no, because you know the situation I'm about to say.
Yeah.
If any of y'all were at Ria's
no, he did it.
At Ria's event, that was not my best moment. Personally, that was not my best moment. I felt bad about that. I felt like crap about that. I'm not even gonna hold you.
You should.
I should have. You're right. It was not cool.
Cause like if I even have an inkling that I'm gonna deal with anybody, you get a heads up far beyond
day of
anything. You text me day of. Hey, by the way, I might be there with somebody special. Are you trying to die? Do you want me to be in jail?
I was. I was just. I don't know who the hell I thought I was.
Cause he said it before, like, I can be very cool, calm, collective on most days, but that dramatic person that lives on the inside of me will go to no end. And I said, you really want me to go to jail? You really want me to act up today? You know my potential.
I owed you. And I felt bad because I owed you that. I definitely owed you that because we are open, we're honest with each other.
About anything.
Yeah, about any and everything. I don't know if it was like, I was just like, I don't, you know what it is? I think I froze up. I got scared and I froze up.
It was also the first one that you would have had to tell me about.
Yeah.
Because until that point, there was nobody of significance. That was... I had to.
I knew you was going to.
That was it. That had to be addressed.
All right, I'm sorry.
Until that moment, you didn't have to come to me about it, and I didn't have anybody to necessarily come to you about. And there are people still like that try to date me, and they be like, I know you was with Gumbo. It don't even look like he's the right match for you. I was like, what does the right match look like for me?
I feel like everybody has their own opinion or idea of who I am.
Like,
I think everybody has like a thing. Where it's like, oh, I thought he was like, nah.
I said, this human has cared for me in more ways than I could ever explain.
I'm regular. I'm not no playboy or nothing like that. Other people don't think. I'm really not.
And if people think that, they don't know you.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, the level of care that he's giving, completely a sap. But like the level of care and like attention that he gave to the relationship, I had not really experienced that before. Not to that degree. And I had not experienced it since. So like, and I was talking to my mom, and she was like, I hope people who are trying to pursue you now understand, like, they're gonna have to work for you. And I was like, they're gonna have to work.
Yeah.
Like, our relationship was not completely perfect, but he definitely set the bar for a good number of areas.
And I can say the same.
And so
I can say the same thing.
Yeah. So like, you can't come here any kind of way. And like, you cannot. And I didn't tell you this part. So last person I was like, yeah, we might do a thing. So they were like trying to throw money at a situation, and if you know me,
that don't matter.
You can't buy me.
It don't.
Like, it don't faze me at all. Like, I'm a leftover girl. Like,
like we ain't, you know what I'm saying? We can go 5-star.
We can go 5-star. We can go to Waffle House. I'm good,
yeah,
you know.
It's about the connection.
Right. So they were trying to throw money in the situation, but can't even hold a regular conversation.
Yeah, and a lot of dudes. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of dudes' problem. I feel that's what dudes get mad at. They get frustrated when their money can't save them in a relationship. Yeah. And I'm like, dog, you got to be genuine, bro.
I'm not that girl.
Like, just from the jump. I mean, if you can't expect to throw money at a situation and then want to get a genuine person. Like, that doesn't. Those two things don't. Your money should be a plus.
Right.
The money should be a freedom to love how you want to. It shouldn't be a prerequisite on love.
Right.
That makes sense. Because I mean, our grandparents, they weren't rich. Grandparents weren't rich
at all. My parents weren't.
You know what I'm saying?
My parents are now at the stage where they are comfortable and they can live the life that they want. Yeah. But when I came into the world, they had a black and white TV and really no furniture and sat on the floor. Like, they didn't get a color TV until like I was 1 and able to watch TV. My dad was like, she can't know the world is black and white. Like, we got to figure out something else. Like, but they had a small little apartment, and people look at their lives now and be like, oh, it's always been like that. No, it's not always been like that. But they made it work and they stuck it out, and who they are today, you know.
Speaking of apartments, I remember, you know how you have like core memories as a child? Mm-hmm. I know this is completely random, but I remember it was right before my mom and my aunt, we moved into the house we're at now. Like, we stayed in Cross Creek Apartments, right off Steamer Road, so I was about 4 or 5.
Okay.
There's two things. I remember the last time we was in the apartment, I was a child, I was taking a bath in the tub, and I pooped in the tub.
At 4?
No, I was like maybe 2 or 3.
Oh.
I was like maybe 2. I was a small child. Like, I was still like taking baths. I know that's a complete random sidebar story. And then I remember when we first moved into our house, I remember just like eating a slice of bread in my own room for the first time. Like, it was so cool. Like, I don't know, cause I guess I'll say all that to say is like we both understand what it's like, but neither time did the love change in our family.
No.
Like, the love and the respect and all those things were still there, which is why I think that's why we don't really value money. As far as like, we don't equate money to love. Money is money.
Money's money, and money, it's nice to have.
You know what I'm saying? It's there.
And it helps you get to a place where you want to be, or, you know, makes things comfortable in some aspects.
Yeah.
But like, one thing about this relationship for sure, it definitely taught me the importance of all the other aspects. And I remember talking with somebody about, you know, the dynamic, like in the Bible, about how men are supposed to cover their wives and things like that, or keep, you know. And I was like, you know, Brandon covered and kept in ways that other individuals didn't think to. And so that dynamic I had never thought of until I was actively in it. And then when I got out of it, I realized
and again, I'm gonna say same. I had me looking at a lot of women like,
literally be me dating people like, this ain't
what I'm used to. And it's not like on some, ooh, I want the old thing, but it's not even on the tip like that. Not. It's really just like a, you know, it's like if I know what it's like riding in first class, I look, bro, why we in coach? When I ain't got no leg space. I'm used to leg space. I'm used to somebody bringing my tray. I'm used to having a beverage on my plate, having a nice little TV. I ain't used to sharing no armrest.
Exactly.
We ain't doing that.
As I said earlier, and we were talking, it's like I'm spoiled. That's part of my problem now. They be like, why aren't you dating, or why aren't you with anybody? I am spoiled.
I don't like y'all like that.
I am spoiled, and y'all, the capacity that I'm needing, and I said this when I did the interview a couple weeks ago, and he was asking me about relationships, and I said, you know, one of the things is I have to be with somebody who allows me to fully be me in all of my aspects, because you know, I can be, you know, sitting on a patio and we chilling talking, but when I go into the business world, I can be an entire different individual. And so you have to be secure enough in yourself and in your manhood to not be, you know, intimidated by me becoming a force in that direction.
Yeah.
And that can be intimidating to some. And like,
it's true.
And so that's a whole nother dynamic. And I was just like, I don't want to have to explain who I am to anybody. And I've had individuals who would be like, well, you know, you're beautiful, you're smart, you got a lot going on for yourself. Okay, but do you know anything about the interior workings of who I am at all? Have you even took the time to investigate that?
Do you care?
Do you even care?
Do you care? Like, don't fake. Like, you know how you can act like you care about something in order to get to a spot. No. Do you really give a damn? And
you don't. And most of the times they don't. And you know, I'm a lovable person, so not lovable, but loving person. And so, if you give me the time of day, naturally I want to give you attention, but I also have to protect myself, because half the time they play all day, and then I'm looking crazy in 30 days.
You know what I'm saying? Or if supposed to love bomb you, they'll come in, they'll give you a strong month, and then eventually they gonna break down. They gonna crack. Like if you faking it, it's gonna show.
It's quickly.
You can't keep up that facade for too long.
Quickly. And people like us catch it quickly.
Yeah. Like I know when we both got like a little test we'll do.
Yeah.
Not even on no bad thing. It's just like, let me just make sure you are who you say you is. So just ask certain questions. You know what I'm saying? See how you answer this question.
We both do it.
See how you, all right, yeah.
I just want to see how you're going to respond to that.
You got that from me.
I do. I do. If you wonder why you get help from me today, it is because of this individual.
That's because of my, I tell you, because of my grandma. There's a lot of things I realize is my grandma. Like all that, if you ever met specifically my grandma and my mom,
baby,
they will not talk to you like that for like the first 45 minutes. They'll feel you out. Like they're real, like they're not finna jump in. Oh my God, what you? No. I'm gonna read you first. Then I'm gonna get in your bed. I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm gonna see how you operate for it. Then we gonna get in. All right, now let's see how you operate. They're gonna put you under a little pressure. See what you.
I think it was the second or third encounter that we actually had like a genuine conversation.
Yeah.
With the women or outside of the cousins, like, because they were just like on me like white on rice. So I just had to sit through all of that. But I'm still here today, so we're good. I made it through. But I be interviewing people without them realizing it, and they people be folding.
Like I be like, damn. I be like, oh man, y'all is.
And the worst part, I'm about to tell it myself.
Okay, go ahead.
So like when they do fold and bomb, I end up texting. Bruh, let me tell you how. Let me tell you this lame.
See my lame. Well, I be doing that shit. I be so fed up with y'all sometimes. I really be fed up with y'all.
Bro, you got a minute. Let me tell you how it is.
Yeah, but I don't be wanting to. I be trying not to.
Oh God.
I try not to bother you with it. I really do. It's more I could just like be like, bro, let me tell you what this broad did today. Let me tell you what the hell going on.
I be so sick.
I be so sad. I don't like when people play around. I think
exactly.
I don't like supposed to be playing. Like if I even if it's a situation where it's like we may not seriously end up like dating or something like that. If I say, hey, what are you doing? I'm a date person. So if I like it, if I feel we kicking it, I don't want to do all this texting. See me. What you doing Sunday?
He's definitely in person. That's how I ended up being a girlfriend before I knew it, because we went out on a Thursday, and the rest of the weekend he was like, "So what are you plans for the weekend?" And he made it a point to see me every single day.
I'm greater in person.
And by Thursday was the first date. Sunday I was sitting with his family at dinner, and that's all I'll say about that.
Got no kids out. Look, man. I know. Look, I don't play around. I don't be playing. I don't be doing all these games. Like, somebody tell you I'm playing games, it's called it's on purpose.
And the next week we're with my
right?
family. It's not wasting time.
I don't really got, man. I remember that first sit down was so far.
Oh God.
Cause now it's so funny. Like that, your folks are way more intimidating before they talk. Once they talk, I'm like, okay. Ooh, nah, that angle's now. G is different. Mom is definitely the soft one, but G will ice grill you. He'll ice grill you for a solid day and a half, and then
Cause now he'll come in the house. Hey son, how you doing? I'll be like,
what's going on, man?
You fold like a pretzel at this point.
We were low key like that. I remember, Mom ain't slick. She knew what she was doing. She told us we was going to Longhorns.
First of all, this was Valentine's Day.
Yes.
This is how we spent our first Valentine's Day, because we had been together like 2 weeks. And so my parents were like, I said, Mom and Dad, I think y'all need to meet this person. And I did not introduce my parents early at all. I was like, you need to meet this person. We ended up meeting. And so we spend the first Valentine's Day at my parents' house, the 4 of us, and we're having dinner. So
just hanging out. Me and Jill. So Mom tells Jill, oh, I think the food is ready. You guys go pick it up. I'm thinking we all finna hop in the car.
Mind you, I am not in the room when this conversation happens.
Nope.
I went to the bathroom or something, and when I came back,
we gone. He told me to drive. G said I drive slow. But I was trying to be like, a respectable young man. I was trying to do the speed, and he was like, boy, I said, but we ain't never gonna get there. I remember he said, we ain't never get along when you driving like this. I was like, oh. He was saying we got up in that little awesome. Got along. We had a great conversation. That's when I found out, like, G is probably one of the, I tell you what, G is probably one of my favorite adults in my life outside of my uncle and my granddad. May he rest in peace. He's probably one of my favorite adults. I say it's my top 5. It's definitely my aunt, my pops, G, and Mr. Boyd. That's Mr. Boyd. I say that's my foe. That's my foe. If I need to go, I just want to go hang out with some older group of gym. But then it's one of them foe. It's one of them foe. If I need some wisdom, I'll go to one of them.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite adults in the world. That's who I personally model myself after. I feel like.
Aww.
It's like a mixture of those 4 people. Like Mr. Boyd, I like being able to build a table. So that's why I go, Mr. Boyd, what you been working on? If anybody knows Marley Wolf's dad, you know what I'm talking about. If you ever been to the crib,
the best.
You know what I'm talking about.
I miss him, honestly.
That man builds a deck. Anytime I go over to D-Bug, it's some new stuff over there. It's something new that he don't built out of some wood he don't found over yonder.
I'm about to figure out how to go over there without you, because I miss him.
I feel like you can.
I could.
You can definitely go over there.
I could. I'm gonna call CC.
Yeah, stop being scared. So go over there. Go holler at folks. Like, I haven't been in a while because I've been working and stuff like that.
But
so
he gonna ask me about you. That's why I ain't been over there.
That's true. This is true.
Because he gave us a whole speech last time we were there together.
It was a whole boy.
Yeah.
That was a whole. Hold on. All right, camera check again. Make sure my battery don't die here. So we don't know. What time is it?
6:23.
All right, it's 6:23. We're almost at an hour here. So we got about we almost at an hour. So
you have plenty of items to chop up.
Yes. So I guess we wrap it because she does have to be somewhere. They do have to leave in about the next 20 minutes, so I do got to kind of wrap up here.
I actually have an hour, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, they updated time.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah, they're not CP. But I guess all I'm trying to say is, or I guess the point of this whole conversation and video is,
we went to a lot of points.
Yeah, a lot of points. But the overall arcing theme, and I'm gonna state 2 points, and then I'll have Rock state 2 of her points, her revelations. Be friends. Like be friends with people. Like don't come into relationships thinking this person is finna be your savior or your end all be all. Cause I've been guilty of doing that in my past relationships. Like I've been like, this is my person. This person has to identify with all parts of who I am.
Okay.
And when in all actuality, your partner should just kind of cover your. Nobody in your life is going to be everything to you. Nobody.
No.
Not nobody on earth.
Not nobody on earth.
God can do that. Only God can be everything.
Not nobody on earth.
That's the only person I know that can be everywhere, understand everything. And give your partner some slack. Like that's a person too. Like that person goes through their own, their own troubles, their own traumas. It's a lot of things that people are fighting back just to give themselves give you the best part of them.
That's good.
And I feel like you should respect that as a human being. Respect when people are giving you their best. Maybe their best isn't what you want it to be.
That's good.
And if it's not what you want it to be, move on. But it should never be a point where you should be disrespectful to the person or just write that person off, because maybe that person wasn't for you as far as to marry, but that person was for you to grow, and that person was for you to build a relationship, better relationships in your life. And yeah, so one thing I've been focusing on since we've broken up is just having more positive relationships, like more platonic relationships with women.
Have they all been platonic, Brandon?
Man, shut up. We ain't gonna get into that. We ain't worry about none of that. I'm focused on having legitimate friendships that don't involve my ding-a-ling.
And doing the Macarena.
You feel me? I'm not out here just doing the naked Macarena with anybody.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It has to be a rhyme or reason, and yeah. So yeah, that's my thing. Be friends. Have good intentions when you go into a relationship. Have good intentions with yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can just take that into the world, and then you'll have more positive things happen, like this right here. So, okay, your turn. Wrap it up. You know, time schedule.
2 points?
They can be linked. They can be 2 paragraphs. They don't gotta be like a sentence.
Okay.
2 paragraphs.
1, take time for yourself if you are single right now, take time for yourself. Enjoy your singleness.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Spend time with yourself. Take yourself out on dates. Learn what you like. Learn what you don't like. Enhance your thinking. Edify your brain. Like, do something stimulating for you before going into a partnership with somebody else. Bring something to the table.
And don't start all this, I am the table.
No.
Sorry. All right, I'm sorry. That was tangent. My bad.
And to like that can be a fun joke, and I've done a TikTok with that, saying I am disabled, But at the end of the day, like, I also can't say that I'm perfect. I'm far from it.
Same.
And there's a lot that I do bring to the table, but that's because I did a lot of work to make sure I could. So that's the thing. But second point, everybody that you come in contact with, and I have been guilty of this, this is for my girls, my women, every individual that you come in contact with may not be your husband. Like, you may want that, you may desire that, but they could be in your life just to show you a side of life that you would not have experienced outside of them.
Yeah.
And lessons that you needed to learn. And so you have to take that. Now, not to say things 20 years down the line, things may be different, or, y'all come back together, whatever. But some things could be very seasonal. Yeah. And you have to be okay with that. And you have to be very intentional about asking God kind of up front, like, is this person like long term, or is this just going to be a momentary thing. Not that you don't go in there full out and with your whole heart, but you just have to know what you're going in for, the purpose of it. Because every relationship has a purpose.
Yeah.
Whether it is forever or just short term, everyone is going to leave you with some kind of lesson. Whether you pay attention to it or not.
Yeah.
You'll leave with nuggets, so.
That was therapeutic.
That's good.
God, that was a great time.
That's good.
That was a great time. I don't know if y'all can hear that. They don't start cutting grass.
I must say they will start cutting grass as soon as we get.
Yeah, but luckily they waited to cut the record of when we got done. Album coming. Women and Real World Problems.
Do you feel like, I'm gonna ask you this question.
Okay, go ahead.
So you've named this album "Women and Real World Problems."
Mm-hmm. Tongue twister.
It is. Do you feel like they are separate topics, or they just all go together? Like, just all of it is just one big problem, or women is one major issue, and then everything else is just.
Yeah, it's two pillars. Like, because women, y'all are so complicated, and everything that is its own building in itself. Okay. Like y'all own building with separate floors.
Yeah.
And then you have like just real world problems, which is just like everything in between. So I kind of touch on, because relationships and things I've been through with women are very important to me, because I feel like they reflect a lot of just how I view life, how I go about life, and how I view relationships and things of that nature. But then the real world problems is just the stuff I see every day. Like a lot of the cap that people go through, a lot of the things that people unnecessarily do to themselves for the sake of a look, an image, or to say that, yeah, bro, I'm cool amongst this certain people, I'm cool amongst this group of people, when all actuality, them people don't give like two bleeps about you. Yeah. And then I'll touch on that a little bit, like. And there's one song I got on there that's really about the similarities in both of us. Like I don't think, because I hang around with a lot of younger rappers or a lot of younger people, and I think it kind of shocks me to realize that we kind of go through the same thing, as far as the way we release, the way we calm ourselves, just the things we do on a daily basis. Like, I think it's people that don't think they have anything in common with me, and we get together, and then it's like, oh yeah, bro, you okay? Boom, boom,
you relate to more people than I think individuals give you credit for.
Yeah.
But they would also have to sit and spend time like having a conversation. If they just see you like on stage or just in your element, you don't have the capacity at the moment to really engage like that. But outside of work moments, you can connect with anybody.
Yeah, I love people. I don't like everybody. I love people though in general. Like I'll give anybody a chance. I give anybody a chance. Like I like having, one of my favorite people to talk to is a gas station clerk. He works at the BP right around the corner from the crib, and he's like one of the homies. So he's just so cool. Like, I come in there at 2:00 in the morning. Me and him, we might be in there chopping it up for 30 minutes. For real. Like, we might just shout out my boy Muhammad, man. Shout out my boy, man. Shout out my guy. But shout out Ak, man. That's my dog right there. I come in there, he might be like, yeah, but he said, buddy, hey, go, I give you soup for free. I give you
Brandon.
Here you go, bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. My boy cool, man. I like him, man. He's a cool dude. He got kids. You know what I'm saying? We talk about his kids. Like, he work all the time, and then he comes, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a very dope guy, man. Shout out Muhammad. I don't know if that's his actual name. I gotta ask him his real name. I don't think we're on a first name basis, but we just cool. We see each other every day. I shop. You know what I'm saying? We cool people. You know, he's tight. Like we come in, we talk about all the crazy people that come in there. Like, I remember the other day, it was a lady in there, and she was mad that like the machine took money off her card. But so he was in line, I was like behind her, and me and him just looking at each other like,
she finna show out.
Yeah, like he'll tell me about people that come in here. He'll say, like, bro, you should have been here 30 minutes ago. A guy came in here and did this. I was like, for real, bro, what'd he do? Or like, I remember last time I was in there, it was like 2:30 in the morning. I stay up at night. That's how I'm able to like do music and all that stuff. I don't go to sleep. So I go to the gas station, get me something to drink or something like that. And we be in there kicking. I remember one time he was like, look at that guy right there. Look at that guy. That guy, heavy meth head. He always come in here, he shoot up in the bathroom every time. I'll be like, yo. He was like, that's crazy, man. I don't know why they do that type of thing. Like, they just, it's all, we have all type of real conversations he's put me on to a lot of things and just ways of thinking about, and he doesn't do anything, he doesn't say anything in a judging way. It's more of like, that's crazy, what do you think about that? Like that type of thing. Like we always have these just conversations about people in life that, you know, that I do take with me when I always leave a light when I get a chance to talk to bruh. I always leave, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I have friendships with the randomest people of all time. I don't have a type. I have a personality type.
You do.
I don't have like a physical type of person that I kick it with. It's a person
that you date.
Yeah. No, I'm a personality person. Like I tell you about somebody can keep my drawers off. Don't be able to make me to laugh. I'm over with.
Wrap this up.
All right. Anyway, Women in Real World Problems coming in the next 2 weeks. Once I finish mixing it.
When are you posting this?
I'm probably posting like next 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Trying to figure out when people are going to be texting my phone.
Oh, yeah. Nah, it's going to be a couple days from now. What's today, Sunday?
Yeah.
Tuesday, blow her on up. Blow on up. I got to finish something else for my homegirl, Rita Hines, so.
I saw your little video with Brandon. Y'all hanging out. Yeah.
All right, Women in Real World Problems. This is Raquel White. Check out Unashamedly Naked on Instagram. Check out all the things that she did. BTS 6.
Yeah.
BTS 6.
August 12th.
August 12th. Hug. I don't want to get deodorant.
I love you.
I love you more. It's my buddy right. I swear to God, this is my friend right here, y'all. All right, we out. The ring messed it up. All right.